Solid Edge Draft is founded on best-in-class functionality, and ST9 continues to set the standard for drawing productivity. In this demonstration, we'll look at some of the new enhancements while working on a drawing of the main shaft from the Zumex Soul juicer. When creating drawing views of long parts like this shaft, precise break lines are important. ST9 delivers keypoint snap capability to build in associativity to model geometry. Use of keypoints ensures that any model changes will reflect in an update to all relevant drawing views. We'll place a break along this slot using the radii keypoint. Since this part is a synchronous model, we'll simply drag this radius to shorten the slot length. Back in the drawing, the view updates to reflect the changed break line. A quick look at the dimension tracker shows the original length and modified lengths. While viewing a drawing sheet for another juicer component, notice the hidden lines in each view. With ST9, we'll simply select multiple views, then use the Drawing View Properties dialog to turn off the hidden line display in all those views. Very fast. ST9 also makes quick work of view orientation changes after placement. Here, we'll change the orientation of the front view to a right view perspective. Watch the dependent views update based on their projection from the original. ST9 continues to deliver powerful and intuitive dimensioning capabilities. Watch as we use the symmetric diameter command on this shaft. Notice how the text position automatically alternates and the dimensions are grouped together. Now we'll look at the new tolerance table. Notice this drawing contains several dimensions with fit class tolerances. These letter class fits have standardized tolerancing, but determining the correct tolerance of each fit is time-consuming and inefficient. However, the tolerance table populates all of those standard tolerances for us. We'll create a tolerance table using the By Active Sheet option. Note how this table is completely configurable to provide the properties we need. In this case, we'll take all defaults and place our table. Finally, we'll briefly look at the new paper print interface in ST9. Here, we're able to take advantage of the large preview area for each drawing sheet with facilities for zooming and panning around any sheet, and we can even print a specific area of a sheet. As always, Solid Edge ST9 upholds its industry-leading position in the design documentation world. Solid Edge. Expand your horizons. 3D product development often involves working in complex crowded assemblies containing lots of duplicate parts with unique functions. Discerning one component from its neighbors is not always easy, as spatial and functional relationships can be obscured, but Solid Edge ST9 delivers efficient tools to get the job done faster. In this demonstration, we'll focus on various systems and components of the Zumex Soul automatic juicer to showcase several exciting ST9 enhancements. First, we'll open the motor assembly and use the new graphic display toggle to help declutter the display. This command makes surrounding bodies translucent, emphasizing the components we wish to focus on. The new Assembly Relationship Manager is an intuitive Pathfinder-like dialog containing the entire assembly's relationships. We'll use its various sorting methods and filters based on relationship type, specific component name, and status to interrogate and take control of spatial and functional relationships. Watch as we filter for relationships with missing geometry. We can identify and repair out-of-date and broken relationships with this powerful tool. Fixing broken relationships is a snap. Watch as we unsuppress this last relationship and rename the variable bearing offset. Double-clicking on bearing offset puts us in the relationship editor where we can quickly fix the problem. In this case, we had to identify a different face for an offset. Before we look at some of the numerous patterning enhancements in ST9, we'll use the new Isolate display option to quickly focus on a desired subset of bodies. With one click, this handy toggle hides everything but the housing part. When we in-place activate this housing, notice the first bore contains a thread that needs to be duplicated across the other bores. We'll simply select the thread feature and use Duplicate to create threads across the other bores, using coordinate systems for placement. To exit the Isolate mode, we'll select the on-screen Restore option to get back where we started. At the assembly level, the Enhanced Duplicate Component command uses block sketches within part components. We'll duplicate this footpad part across the top and front housing pieces by identifying the same sketches used to create the features at the part level. Notice we're no longer limited to patterning in a single plane. Finally, realizing this hole is too close to the edge, we'll change its location at the part level. After the change, we can go back to the top-level assembly and see the pad update, further emphasizing the ease of part modifications within an assembly context. Just because a component is duplicated in an assembly doesn't mean it serves the same function in all places. Unique properties of each occurrence can be defined with non-graphic data, such as notes, assembly instructions, and even maintenance procedures. Here, we duplicated a single pad part across multiple locations on the bottom of this base part, yet each occurrence has a different purpose. We'll read custom information into the occurrence properties of an assembly. In this case, reference ID and type designate each occurrence's category as either a foot pad, foot plug, or plug. Finally, the notes property provides a place to add information such as assembly instructions. Note the user can define any custom property. Another huge benefit comes from the ability to create and save custom property queries. This facilitates search and location of specific components within the product structure. We can select any of the properties that were read into the assembly. For this example, we'll use type. Once the query is set up, double-click and those components are quickly located. That was easy. Finally, we'll use these added properties in a drawing. We'll place a saved view on the drawing sheet, then supplement that with a parts list that includes the custom properties and the information specific to each occurrence. Notice the parts list shows all 6 occurrences, each having its own reference ID and type. Also, notice the assembly information included with the notes property. We've just showcased a number of powerful ST9 assembly modeling tools that are sure to increase productivity and shorten time to market. Solid